All right. Let's just make sure this is up. We are up and live. What up, gang? 4:52 East Coast time, PM. Wanted to do this a little bit later, as late as I could. I'd ideally like to do this maybe around 6, but I got to do some MLB prep for tonight. Got some contests going there. But yeah, it's the day before the NBA Finals starts. I figured I'd answer MLB questions for today, and I'd answer all the NBA Finals, or really more so, it could be Q&A, but brainstorming about this NBA Finals, right? This Game 1, this Millie Maker. It's going to be the only Millie Maker that we get in the NBA all year, and they give us this crappy showdown slate. But why not try and bink the Millie, right? So ask any questions, have any of the input that you want into this. This is going to be, it's going to be Q&A format, right? I'm the one on this live stream. But also, I just want to chat and really see where people's heads are at with this showdown. To be honest with you, I haven't broken down into it. I haven't. I mean, obviously, I made the video this morning. I've made 3 videos for it. So I've broken down into it a little bit, right? I guess more so than the casual or the common person. But in terms of making lineups, no, I haven't made a single lineup yet. In the vid with no hat. Thanks, Tommy. So people jumping in. I'll get to all those comments in a second. But, yeah. NBA, I haven't made a lineup for the showdown slate. I have all my contests reserved in case somehow that big-ass thing fills up, 117,000 or whatever it is. But I haven't made a lineup. I tinkered barely, and then I was like, you know what? I need more news on Boogie Cousins. I'm not making a lineup. So there's a great chance that I wait until we get news on Boogie Cousins. Now, if it's 2-3 hours before lock tomorrow, and we still don't have an update, which I imagine that's what it's probably going to end up being, then I'll start to play around with some if-then. If Boogie Cousins is in, then I do this. If he's out, then I do this. So some people commenting, but that's the way that I'm at right now. So yeah, I haven't gotten down into the mud and dirt because I just don't want to drive myself nuts building a bunch of different showdown lineups with these 3 contests because I'm not putting my own money into it. At least I don't think so right now. So these 3 tickets that I have, I'm personally sorry. I just had a comment pop up. These 3 tickets that I have right now, I'm personally not trying to build lineups yet with them because I just don't want to drive myself nuts. I need more info. So what's going on, Ann? How you doing? Michael Williams, what's going on? Tommy says Sally V was looking fresh in the vid with no hat. I've never gone a month in the past 5 years, 6 years maybe even, without a haircut. A month. I'm at like 3.5 weeks right now, so it's terrible, but I'm just trying to wait. I got a party coming up, and I'd rather not get 2 haircuts, you know? What's going on? What's going on, Black Like History? Snipe says, let's go south. Fade Kawhi. Oh, that's scary. Golden State will come out cold. Let's get it, Sal. What's going on, Noah? Michael says Golden State will come out cold. If they were going to come out cold anywhere, it would be on the road, right, to start the series. So maybe. Been playing every showdown slate. Just feel like this one is a sit-out. Too many factors. Tommy Hawley, you've been playing every single showdown slate. Every single one where your best upside is winning 100,000 if everything goes perfectly right. And realistically winning like 2,000. And now when it's 10x the prize pool to first and just overall, you're going to sit out? I understand it. If I didn't have any tickets, I wouldn't be playing it either, but I understand it. What's going on, Dicey? How you doing? Cousin says he has 0 pain, Snipes. Yeah, I talked about it in the video. I watched the 6-7 minute press conference. I don't know if anything came out today, but it makes me feel like Cousins is going to play. I have him at 20 minutes. Kurt made it pretty confidently, said that he liked the way that he was looking and that he liked the way that he was looking to play, but he was worried about how he would look out there. So that pretty much tells me, okay, he's going to be limited. And then Cousins said he was a full go in practice. The interviewer asked, like, how was practice? Were you able to do anything today? And he was like, oh yeah, I went through the whole practice. It was a full go. So he fully practiced. So I think I feel pretty good about Cousins suiting up for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The reason that this guy is on the team was to coast through the regular season and then get to the NBA Finals / the playoffs, but he was injured, so the NBA Finals. Leonard needs an IV. Yeah, I mean, he's tired, but he's had a week off now at this point, right? So I think he's fine. Everybody else is probably tired too. I'm not playing Boogie, not first game back. I'll take that on the chin. No, yeah. I'm not playing Boogie either. Let's get this straight. Or maybe I should rephrase that. I'm most likely not playing Boogie. When I start to build lineups, we'll see what happens. But I'll let other people flock to the ownership of Boogie. He's going to play 20 minutes. He's not going to get a full 35 minutes of run in this game. He hasn't had that all season long, and now he's coming off an injury, probably not as conditioned. So I'm not playing Boogie. He's at $7,000 too. If he was $5,400, if he was Fred VanVleet's price, then you're like, okay, in 20 minutes, Boogie Cousins, he can get me 25 fantasy points pretty easily. So I can do that, but not at $7,000. There's a lot better options. I'm not playing him. Just if he does play, it's going to take away from Kevon Looney. It's going to take away from Jordan Bell and a lot of other players. Steph's point per minute when Boogie's on the court is going to go drastically down. The shot attempts for Clay when Boogie's on the court, not drastically will go down, but they're going to go down. There's a lot of factors here that are going to play into this. I'm bummed. Arsenal just lost 4-1 in the final and got humiliated. Raz, is that soccer? I know nothing about soccer, but I'm sorry about that. Sal, do you know who's guarding who? Says Ann888. No, it's up in the air. I've been trying to look into the regular season, and the fact that Kevin Durant is injured doesn't help. That's who Kawhi was on all regular season, and there's just many ways that we can try and predict this. Draymond Green profiles out very similarly to Ben Simmons. He's a better shooter than Simmons, but just very similarly to Ben Simmons in the way that they facilitate the ball. And that's who Kawhi was on. And then Kawhi took over and went on to Giannis, another guy who really can't shoot, but he's the whole heart and soul of that Bucks team. So I don't think he's on Klay. I really don't. I think it comes down to Draymond or Iggy, but I'm not confident. I'm just really not. I really don't know where they go with this. Isolating Klay's 20 shots or so is fine, but Klay's not a guy who's going to move all around the court. He's a spot and shoot guy. So whether Kawhi's on him or not, they're going to set screens. Yeah, Kawhi can get around those screens better than other people. They're still going to set the screens. I think that going on Draymond makes the most sense for Kawhi Leonard. It just then pushes Pascal Siakam onto Andre Iguodala, which is by no means a mismatch by any sense, but it's just more of an odd matchup. Yeah, you're right. When it comes down to tomorrow morning, I'll be tossing in a lineup. Tommy, you know damn well you're going to be tossing in 20 lineups. You're going to be emptying the clip on that bank account, whether it's on your DFS bank. You're going to empty the clip, you showdown slayer. What do you think about a guy like Bell? Will he get around 8 to 12 minutes? Bell likely doesn't see anything more than 4 minutes. I have him at 5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes is what I have Bell at if Boogie Cousins is playing. If Boogie Cousins is out, yeah, I think Bell sees 15 to 17 minutes. If he starts, he could see even more. But right now, if I have Boogie Cousins in for 20 minutes, I have no interest in Bell. I mean, at 5 minutes, you shouldn't have any interest. I don't think he sees 8 to 12. There's a chance he can get up to 8. Then you're probably cutting into more of Boogie's minutes or even Kevon Looney, which I have them both at 20 right now. So cutting into that a little bit deeper doesn't seem likely. So I don't think Bell's in play if Boogie is a full go. Or not a full go, but just he's playing. When I looked at pricing, felt like playing a low-tier captain could pay off. I agree, Tommy. I was very interested in Kevon Looney until we got this Boogie Cousins is actually questionable and likely or seems trending to play news. That pissed me off. Kevon Looney was going to see around 30 minutes in this game, most likely, and he's been playing exceptionally well. Look, I don't think he's going to go out there and score 50 fantasy points, but at his price point of, $4,800, if he gets me 30, 35, which we've seen is capable out of him, then there's some things that could actually work out. He's getting you 50 in the captain spot, and maybe somebody doesn't go off for 60 points, and you just need 50 out of a Kawhi, 50 out of Steph, and it actually works. Now that you kind of X out Kevon Looney if Boogie is back, there's not many guys down there that I want. The only guys that I think would be a viable captain option would probably be Marc Gasol, below 7K. Like, the fact that Kevon Looney is not there anymore really worries me. You could say Serge Ibaka if you like him more than Gasol, if you have a hunch that he's going to play more. But for me right now, it's just going to be Marc Gasol. And I think that might become very popular because there's really nobody else down there that I like. Yeah, Fred VanVleet's been playing 30 minutes or so. Not the type of guy I'm going to throw in my captain spot. Should see those minutes continue to stabilize or at least somewhere around there. Have him at 26 because they need shooters against this team. But Gasol is also a shooter. So I don't think they go small in this first game. So I like Gasol as sort of that mid-lower tier captain. And then if you put a gun to my head and said, Sal, no, we want somebody below $6,000, I'd probably go Danny Green. And that scares the crap out of me because he could play 15 minutes. Or an experienced guy in the NBA Finals, set the NBA Finals three-point record with the Spurs. He can go out there with his teammate, Kawhi, and he can go out there and he can get 25, 26 minutes and make 5 or 6 threes. It's very unlikely, but so is you winning this whole tournament. So Danny Green would be, the guy below 6,000 that I choose over Looney, and again, Boogie Cousins being in that type of environment. And the reason I'm not going to a lot of Serge Ibaka is because I do like Marc Gasol better. I like Pascal Siakam a lot better. And obviously Kawhi Leonard I like better than Serge Ibaka, even at all their price points. So that's why I'm not getting to a lot of Serge Ibaka or even really thinking about it much. What else we got here? The problem I had making lines was that I like way too much Toronto. It just looks wrong. Yeah, Dicey, I think like what I just said exactly kind of emulates what you were saying. I like Kawhi. And I like Siakam a lot. He's $9,000. That's way too cheap if you're telling me Draymond's 10-6. I know Draymond's been playing phenomenal, but if Boogie's actually coming back, that's going to impact Draymond. Whether it's rebounds, whether it's shot attempts, it's going to impact him. Maybe not a ton, but it will. I like Pascal a ton. And then, Marc Gasol's attractive. At least I think he's attractive. Oh, man. Video upload failed. I'm uploading a top 10 PPR early season running back rankings right now, and it just goddamn failed. Well, that sucks. Do it later. So, Gasol I like, that's 3. I like Danny Green to a decent extent at that price point. Not a ton, but a decent extent, that's 4. And that's really where I'm at. I don't really like VanVleet. I'm not, Lowry's kind of this meh person to me. If he gets in my lineup, fine. I'm not prioritizing him. The minutes are nice. The position is nice. The matchup is absolutely dreadful for him, though. What do we got? I think Golden State is a lot more than Bucks. A lot of rotations on the Raptors. I agree. Especially if you're going to roll with Kawhi or Draymond, I agree. Think Kawhi defends Iggy tomorrow, actually, says Aaron. Too much running to follow Clay around, and Green makes his money and fantasy points on fast breaks when individual defense means less. Yeah, he does, but so does Ben Simmons, and that's the exact thing that I'm just trying to compare here. Ben Simmons made all of his money in transition and driving to the basket. They stuck Kawhi Leonard on him. That stopped. So and I mean, so does Giannis to an extent, right? Not all of his production like a Ben Simmons or a Draymond, but to an extent. And they then stuck Kawhi on him and limited that. So I have no idea where it's going to go. I first thought that it's going to be just Iggy. You just stick him there. It doesn't make sense for him to follow Clay. Clay's not a guy who's going all over the court. He's really, I mean, yeah, he's going to be running off screens and stuff, but he's still shooting 3-pointers. So yeah, you could put a hand in Clay's face, but if he's on, he's on. So that's why I don't think he follows Clay, and I think it comes down to Iggy or Draymond. The only reason I'm siding Draymond right now, although I liked Iggy as the guy that Kawhi was going to defend early, the only reason I side Draymond is because of the Ben Simmons thing. And Ben Simmons played the 1, not the 4, so that can kind of lean me off of him guarding Draymond. So yeah, I think more so now that it's Draymond or Iggy, and the pendulum is swinging. Like every time I talk to people, it's swinging. So I'm calling it now. Sal, Ibaka's the call for game 1. Darren Young. Darian Young, you got Ibaka. If he's in your utility, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to knock you for having Ibaka in your utility spot on the slate where you have to somehow be different and just really not go super chalky. I don't think Ibaka will be super chalky. I was kind of thinking Danny Green or Powell as a cheap option for the bottom of my lineup. Yeah, I prefer Danny Green there. I think I hit on that in the video earlier today, and I pretty much just like the fact that I have them grading out very similarly. And again, it's a one-game sample, so for me to nail these projections in a one-game sample is what the goal is here, but this is a totally different atmosphere trying to take into account motivation levels in the finals. A lot of things get elevated, but $400 cheaper for a guy who I have right now for 2 more minutes and a half a fantasy point more in Danny Green. I like that. It allows you to leave more money on the table, which is always a good thing in my opinion. If you caught that other video, that's all I talk about. And then, yeah, so I like Danny Green there over Powell. Again, Powell probably has the more stable minutes. If you play this game out 10 times, you probably see Powell playing more minutes. But the fact that it is the finals gives me a little bit more hope in Danny Green's minutes getting closer to 26. Yeah, last game, Danny Green played no minutes, 17. The game before that, his minutes, what was it, 24 or something like that? Those were going to be 28, 29. But the game got blown out, and he didn't play the last 4 minutes or so. So Danny Green's minutes were really only bad in one game, not 2 in a row. So if you're worried, just look at the last game, not so much the past 2. So I can kind of chalk that one up and just say new series, NBA Finals, Danny Green's going to continue to start. Now, obviously, if before the game Danny Green's not starting and it's Powell, well, don't have any Danny Green. Don't be like, oh, now it's a better situation for Danny Green coming off the bench. No, he's probably not seeing many minutes when Fred VanVleet's also coming off the bench, or now he's starting and Powell's coming off the bench ahead of him. It's not a great look. Green long shot. Yeah, Green in the captain spot's fine. Green in general is fine. You could go Norman Powell or go with Bell. With them, you can get Kawhi, Green, Steph in the same lineup. Yeah, Kawhi, Green, and Steph seem ideal to me, at least early on. That's the first build that I was picturing, but I don't think I want it. I don't think I want it. I prefer Kawhi and Steph, and if Draymond is the guy that I miss out on, fine. I like Pascal for the price savings more than Draymond. I just do. If you're telling me that Boogie Cousins is back, I do. There's something about it. $1,600 is way too much for guys that I have playing the exact same minutes, playing pretty much the exact same point per minute production. I have projected both of them at 1.1 for this game in the exact same minutes. And DVP, the defense against each of them, is tough. But if anything, Pascal's got the easier matchup, whether he's going up against Draymond or Boogie, than Draymond has against Pascal and Marc Gasol. So I prefer Pascal a lot. Now, I know this is playoff Draymond. I've been playing him every single slate I could. 45 fantasy points a game, Draymond Green in these playoffs. He's been phenomenal. But give me Boogie Cousins coming back, and even if he's out, I still think I side Pascal just a little bit. And keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of casuals playing in this. A ton of casuals just hoping to bink a million. A lot of people don't know who the hell Pascal Siakam is. Believe it or not, like all of you guys know that. You're watching this. We know who Pascal Siakam is. But there's going to be, out of those 117,000 lineups, a good chunk of them won't know who Pascal Siakam is. So you're just going to get natural ownership flocking over to Klay Thompson, who's $600 less, and Draymond, who's $1,600 more. Pascal is in a weird price point where $9,000 flat, people think they're not getting a discount. They'll go down to Klay, or they think they're getting a much better player at Draymond at 10-6, which you can argue he's had a much better postseason. He's just been playing phenomenal, but he's not a much better player. And in this series where this is the toughest matchup Draymond's going to get in this whole Warriors team in general, I'm fine saving $1,600 and getting Siakam in this spot, especially if you're going to tell me he's probably going to come in lower owned. That all said, I have Siakam graded out for a point and a half less. So a point and a half less for $1,600 less means, yeah, I like Siakam a good amount. I got Danny Green as a captain in one lineup, says Romy Riley. Yeah, I don't see it being plausible, but if Danny Green was to pop off, odds are he's probably a better captain than the utility. If Danny Green goes for 35, odds are him in the captain spot is better than the utility, because then you could fit in everybody. You can fit in all the studs then. Get yourself your Clay, Steph, Siakam, and Leonard, like whatever you want, most likely. But I find it very difficult that he does go out and drop 35. Even if he plays 25 minutes and hits 6 threes, that's still only 20 points. And he doesn't really get any points any other way for the most part in terms of hitting a ceiling. Like Kyle in the series, he will get his points as Black like history. Like Kyle Lowry, yeah, he might. He's going to have all the opportunities in the world. It's just a matter of how well he shoots. And the matchup, for me at least, will keep me off of that. I do prefer Clay, although Kyle Lowry and Clay are grading out similar to me right now, so I'm going to have to break down into that and see if I can get my biases away from some of these players. But, yeah, Lowry, point guard position is obviously great. The matchup is just absolutely brutal. But you're at this point in the series where both teams have great defenses, so we're going to see. And what is the... That's indicated by a 213.5 total, right? These teams play at decent paces, and they're only going to score 213.5 here. Regular season, this game would be at like 240, right? 235, something nuts. Could you win big money with one lineup? Yeah, you can. There's a decent chance somebody's going to. That's just the way it is. People reaching out for interview requests. I don't answer you. Come on. I'm alternating cap spots between Gasol and Looney until there's more word on Boogie. Thoughts? Yeah, I think Looney's a fine... If there's no Boogie, I think Looney's a fine option down there, and so is Gasol. Those are the two options that I would prefer in the lower to mid-range. And then if you said, pick another one, Sal, below that range, it's going to be Danny Green. But I do prefer... at their price points, I do prefer, I think, Looney and then Gasol if there's no Boogie. So I think that's fine, Noah. I love Clay and Lowry prices. I think Clay gets at least 20 real points and Lowry gets 15 plus with assists and steals. Yeah, that's plausible. Clay getting 20 real points, that'd be great. But also at the same time, that doesn't tell me that he's going to have a 40-point ceiling game because the guy's not going to pick you up assists, and he'll get some rebounds, 4 or 5. But he realistically needs 25, 30 for me to really feel good about playing Clay in terms of like a captain. And utility, yeah, he's fine. At 8,400, he's cheap. Which stud has the biggest chance to bust? I say Leonard. I'd say the biggest... So who's a stud? Snipes. Who would you rank as a stud? 10K guys? I'd say it's Steph. If Boogie comes back, I'd say it's Steph. Only because people are expecting Steph to drop a 50-point fantasy game. If he goes for 38, people are going to say that that's a bust. I'd say it's a bust based on his price point. Yeah, he's 11.4. So I would say Steph just because think of the price ranges right now. He's priced as if he is Giannis. He's nowhere near the same type of point per minute guy as Giannis. So I would say Steph just because of the price range that he's at. Curry, Leonard, Lowry. So who's the biggest bust out of those? I'd say Curry just because of the price. Nothing against Steph. I love Steph just because of the price range. He's priced $400 less than Leonard. They think he's that close in terms of overall production to Leonard. I definitely don't think so. I have him 6 points less. So yeah. How are you putting Lowry as a stud? I did not. Oh, you're talking about Snipes, yeah. Love you, Sally. Can't wait till NFL. Where it all started. Peace out. Have a good one, Michael. Yeah, NFL content. That is literally in the hopper. It's right here. I have my NFL running back rankings. I'm not going to click to it because then that ruins the surprise of me going down by one, right? But the video failed, so we're going to have to see why that failed. Hopefully, there's weird stuff going on with YouTube right now. So for other people, for me right now, it's fine. But hopefully there wasn't anything that it didn't upload because of that. I've been getting word that some things are going on with people's videos and accounts being locked and not being allowed to work. And that is what I'm worried about right now because I can't edit this video, which is very scary. Maybe I can. We'll see. Upload canceled. What does that mean? We cannot rotate the content. All right, that makes me feel a little bit better. Maybe something just happened on my end. Yeah, a lot of weird things going on with YouTube in the DFS space. People linking DraftKings and FanDuel legally, like nothing wrong with it, to those sites, just whether it's an affiliate. Like I was an affiliate for DraftKings and linking it to those sites, or just linking it to our DraftKings league that we have. No longer is that in my descriptions because, yeah, now people are, videos are getting deleted and accounts are getting put on a warning or even suspended because of that. And it's kind of bogus. They're saying that these DraftKings and FanDuel and stuff, they're just online casinos that we are selling we are selling online casinos, is what they're saying about content creators because we're linking over to DraftKings. It's just such a far stretch, and that's a really bad thing on YouTube's part to be deleting people's hard work videos. I quickly went through and bulk edited every single one of my descriptions to take out any links related to DraftKings, FanDuel, Draft, anything that was just a site where you can somewhat, I guess, gamble, right? We are gambling on. All right. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Yeah, this one's not going to be long. I've already been on for 20 minutes, and I do, like I said, have to break down into MLB over the next hour, hour and a half. So I'm probably going to end it short here, but let's just see what other people are saying right now. I think Toronto gets blown out. Drake, sit down, buddy. I love Drake. Don't say that. No, but I don't think they get blown out, but not going to win the series, in my opinion. What up again, my boy? What's going on, Jose? Surge or Van Vliet? That's a great question. I probably lean Van Vliet just because of minutes. Actually, let me see what I have that at. I should look at what I have that at. I have them so similar. I have Fred VanVleet at 20.78, and I have Serge Ibaka at 20.3. So that's a great question. So I guess based on price, I'd go to Serge. If you don't like Marc Gasol. Love from Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, nice. I've gotten a couple of interview requests from Plano, Texas, which I believe is close to that. I didn't know it was a decent-sized city, Plano. I hope I'm saying that right, Plano. Serge for me, but VanVleet's minutes are safer. Exactly what Romy Riley said. Minutes are safer, but I probably lean Serge because I have them grading out both at 20 fantasy points, and Serge is cheaper. YouTube is taken over by aliens. I really hope not. That's scary. Lowry was a top scorer versus Golden State, Tommy. Any last minute golf thoughts since your wonderful video yesterday, says Michael Richardson. Yeah, I've been breaking down into golf a little bit. Usually my golf, like deep breakdowns in terms of like my own actual stuff going into them. I usually do those a little bit later, probably around 8 o'clock tonight. I do them for like an hour or two, 3 hours, and then I kind of set my lineups. But nothing really. I really haven't been breaking down as much into this golf just because MLB has had a lot of my focus, and then not just MLB, pairing MLB with the NBA Finals this week, a lot of content going there. So to be completely honest with you, not a ton has changed for my thoughts with golf because I haven't just dove into it yet as deep as I usually do. I have looked at it today, but nowhere near as deeply as I usually do, but pretty much the things that I said the other day kind of still reign true. Just trying to discover some guys and some players. The 10K range is still a range that I'm probably going to fade. Although Tiger ownership coming in lower than expected is a spot where the guy's won 5 times there. I'd be okay getting back to Tiger after missing a cut. Don't expect that to happen again, but the price point, it just makes it really difficult. There's 6K range guys that are actually decent this week and really better than decent this week. In a smaller field, I kind of like going to maybe what I don't do usually in golf. I stay balanced, but going to a 6K or 2 and then a 10 plus K guy or 2, it seems viable this week when you have a smaller field, and obviously only less people are going to get cut. Seems kind of low for Lowry. Low for 40 minutes? Low on Lowry, 40 minutes? 36.5 fantasy points? Maybe. It could be. I'm going to go with big money captain. It's hard for me to ignore. Imagine Kawhi isn't the guy to go with. Yeah, big money captain's fine. You just have to go down to Danny Green and probably another busty guy down there. That's the only issue. You're missing out on another guy who the pricing is tight, but on the mid-range, it's not so tight in terms of the Marc Gasol price range right there in Kevon Looney. So you're missing out on getting another one of those types of players in your lineup. Instead of getting a Marc Gasol or a player in that range, you're going to have to settle for a Norman Powell. And if you're fine doing that, that's fine. And if Kawhi goes off, then you're kind of set. Tommy says you're going to do a before lock stream for MLB. I won't be doing one unless I get all my stuff done really quick, but it starts in an hour and 45 minutes, and all I have right now is my contest reserved. I haven't broken down into anything as deeply as I would like in terms of lineup construction. Like, I know who the pitchers are. I know what the slates and totals are looking like for the most part. But in terms of lineup construction and looking at just the lineups for tonight being released, I haven't looked at any of that to see how it all fits together. So most likely not, because that usually takes me an hour, hour and a half. So probably not. Plano is a suburb of Dallas, bro. Live here. So you live there, Gregory? You live in Plano? Yeah, I got an interview for Capital One there for some sort of like data analytics job, and then some other spots. But I have some hot leads. Get your hot leads here. I got some of those in Chicago and Raleigh, North Carolina. So really wherever it takes me, just trying to go to a cool city. When I heard Plano for Capital One, I was like, I thought you told me DC, guys. So there's an opportunity in DC there, opportunity in Plano. And I looked up Plano, and I was like, this is like an actual city. Like, there's some good amount of skyscrapers here. I thought this place was going to be just a suburb of Dallas. It's a goddamn city. At least unless I'm looking at Dallas in those pictures. Yes, sir. Oak Cliff to Cedar Hill. Moved out the hood. Where's Cedar Hill? Cedar Park's in Austin. I know that. So is that Dallas, I imagine? Golden State small ball lineups may benefit Ibaka and Pascal if Boogie is out / limited, says Romy Riley. Yeah, I agree. It would definitely give a bump to Pascal, but I really don't know why Ibaka. People are just thinking that small ball means Ibaka is a smaller player than Marc Gasol, or that he fits better than Marc Gasol. I don't think he does. Marc Gasol plays better defense than all these other centers that the Golden State has played in these playoffs, and he's a much better three-point shooter than any of those centers. He's a better three-point shooter than Serge Ibaka. So I don't know why Serge Ibaka is a better fit against Golden State than Marc Gasol, personally, outside of if they just don't need bigs on the court. But then Serge Ibaka is also big, so I would imagine Siakam gets the 5 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think small ball is going to affect Golden State or Toronto nearly as much, at least not in Game 1, which is all I really care about right now. Like, how did Myers Leonard's over Cantor, for example? Yeah. So Romy Riley, here's the thing. Myers Leonard over Cantor. Cantor was dealing one with a separated shoulder, but he's terrible at defense. And his Cantor cannot play defense, and he cannot shoot the three ball. So the two things that you would like a center to do against Golden State, he couldn't do. Clint Capella cannot shoot the three ball and can play half good defense. So he couldn't do either of the things really good. And then in the first series, Zubac can't play defense and can't shoot the three ball. Now you get Marc Gasol, an elite defender and a very above average three-point shooter as a center. I don't see them taking him off. I don't know why you would. And if you're going to go small ball, then you're going to take off Gasol and probably Ibaka both. Ibaka is, what does it say? We got more. Oh my God. Ibaka is captain. He's playing like 32 minutes. You think Ibaka's playing 32 minutes? Jesus. Maybe he does. Clay captain lock. Clay could be a captain, sure. And even Zubac getting taken out. Yeah, so Romy Riley, just what I said, applies to all that. Fits them well if you watch the previous matchups. He posed a bit of a threat watching those replays. I guess I might have to break down into him no more. You're right. Van Vliet or Powell? I like Van Vliet. Main Mac, what's going on? Warriors in 4. I think the Warriors in 6, but I'm tempted to say 5. I feel like I've been saying that every day. Dope content. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem, Philly. I live in Dallas also. Mesquite. I went to Dallas for 2 days and I didn't like it, but I stayed downtown, so I think I stayed in areas that I'm not supposed to, in terms of not like danger, but it did seem a little bit sketchy. I went to a pretty cool, a really good diner for breakfast or place, but yeah, I didn't really like Dallas. There wasn't much going on there, but I think I was just in the business district. I heard it's more of a commuter city. Hell yeah, one of the fastest growing spots. You'll enjoy it. Plano. So Plano's like actually really nice. Maybe I should be considering this more. Anyone like Iggy? I don't like Iggy. I think he's going to be on the court a lot. Maybe he'll be under owned, but that price point's just too much for me on Iggy. When guys who are Van Vliet, Marc Gasol, those guys grade out better for me. Gasol is an excellent defender. He was Defender of the Year player last year. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with Sal. I think just quicker lateral movement if switched onto guards. Yeah, that makes sense. That would be where it is. Yeah, I love Mark, though. Yeah, Ibaka in terms of guarding the perimeter is better, but you're not going to have, switching onto guards, yeah, so that makes some sense. I give you that. I say because Gasol is slower and it's going to be hard for him to keep up with the pace of Warriors' favorite. I agree. Yep, that is the one thing that Ibaka has on Gasol, is that he is just a quicker lateral mover in terms of guarding these guards. But we'll see how much of a threat that actually comes into. Mark can totally smash at home tomorrow. I agree. He will do well if Cousins is still out there. I agree as well. Cousins is not as great of a defender as people make him out to be. Still a decent defender, but nowhere near as the tier of Marc Gasol, and he's still hobbled. I got Warriors down 0-2 and think it's going 7. I hope it does. That'd be a fun series. If you want to have fun in Texas, visit Austin or Houston. Dallas is not that fun. That's fair. I didn't think it was fun. My girlfriend's parents live in Austin. I've been there. In the past year, I've been to Austin about 4 times, so total days, like almost 20 days, and I like Austin a lot. That's another place that I'm looking for opportunities. If you guys know any HR business partner, data analytic trolls out there, let me know in your city. I'm coming. But yeah, a lot of interviews I have last week, this week, next week. It's a fun time. Warriors not going down 0-2. It'll be 1-1 going back to Oracle. I'll take 1-1. Who would you fade out of Draymond, Curry, or Kawhi if you're making one lineup? Curry. Scares the shit out of me. If Boogie is back, Curry. Either way, Curry. I'm not fading Kawhi. I just can't. I know that that's a way to get a ton of leverage. I think you can still get a ton of leverage with Steph. If Boogie is back, it's going to take away from Steph's points per minutes. And just Steph on the road to open up a series, a guy who obviously relies on his shooting. If you're going to tell me one guy, and I know Kawhi relies on his shooting, but he also gets a ton of other peripherals, right? If you're going to tell me one guy goes cold, it's going to be Steph, just because you can rely on Draymond's peripherals, and you can rely between Kawhi and Steph, it's Steph that's going to go cold. I guess that's the hashtag analysis right there. Houston is ugly, and we have all the beautiful people up here, son. That's what Jose says. I know some people who interned in Houston, and they just said that they would walk out of their apartment into the parking garage for their apartment, and their makeup would run down their face. That's how hot it was. Done with NBA and MLS. Ready for Mahomes. Hey, I like that. I like the NFL, yeah. Dak Brick Scott. Hey, Dak's taking a big leap this year, I think. Good points. All right, gang. That's 30 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm going to try and get this NFL video up. You guys ready for an NFL video? Top 10 PPR running backs, early season ranks. Got some different guys in there. Todd Gurley did not make the top 10. He did not. He will not be making my top 10. So, yeah, I'm going to try and upload it again. Hopefully, YouTube's working now because lots of weird things going on. So, thank you guys so much. If you're playing MLB, best of luck tonight. Feel free to reach out on Twitter for any MLB questions. I'll be live tomorrow. When do you guys want me to go live tomorrow? I can make it work. Probably not like 8 because I imagine Fast Eddie Fear will be doing then. So let you people watch him for the people who like to watch both. I can go 6. Does 6 work? 5:30 maybe to go live before tomorrow? Let me know. Let's see what some people say and then we'll get out of here. Dude, I can't wait till NFL season. We're going to crush and your channel is really going to explode. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope we crush and I hope the channel does well. The fact that this channel is probably going to grow before the NFL season to over 5,000 subscribers, mainly through NBA content, is incredible. The NFL is probably 10x the amount of reach, so I'm very excited for it. I can't wait. Name captain in most of your lineups, Sal. Adolf. I have not made a single lineup yet. I'm being honest with you. But what I can tell you, and I'm only making 3 lineups. I don't really want to put my own money in. I have some tickets, which I guess I spent my money for those. But I haven't made a lineup yet. I'm being completely honest with you. It's going to depend on if Boogie Cousins is in or out. If he's out, then I like Kevon Looney as some captain options. I like Marcus Gasol in that range. I think Danny Green's fine as a flyer, but that's very low upside and very, very risky. Outside of that, I love Pascal Siakam. I feel like people just aren't talking about Pascal Siakam because Clay's 8,400 and Draymond's been playing incredible. Pascal Siakam is $9,000, people. That's really good on this slate. I like Pascal Siakam a lot. I might be trying to get there. Hey, yeah, somebody, Philly, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. You said 6, evening at 5. Let's meet in the middle, 5:30. I'm thinking about doing my own channel, says Jose. Doing mukbangs. What's mukbangs? Is that DFS? What is that? Let's all collab and talk DFS, says Snipes. Yeah, get into the Discord, people. I'll try. If you at Sal, it's more likely that I see it. That's when I get a notification. So sorry if I haven't been as involved. There's a lot of interviews going on in between the content creation. So just trying to do as much as I can. So we'll call it 5:30 tomorrow. I'll go live at 5:30 tomorrow, right around this time. Hopefully that gets some people interested. Eating videos. Mukbangs is eating videos. Yeah, do eating videos for sure. If there's something that you guys like out there, maybe it's DFS, whatever it is, start making videos. Literally, it's insane, like the amount of side income or potentially full-time income you can make, but also the amount of just pure enjoyment you get from it of something that you like. Like I'm literally doing a live stream for 32 minutes at 5:24 on a Wednesday. Well, I guess started this at like 4:50 because it's a ton of goddamn fun. Like I love doing this. Maybe you don't like DFS that much, but there's probably something out there that you do like. And even if it's not 30 people watching, but it's 5, it's still pretty fun. Mukbang channels is where you watch someone eat. LOL. Interesting. Yeah, no, those are definitely fun. So yeah, do some challenges. Yeah, like a 10,000 calorie challenge. That'd be goddamn scary. All right, 5:30. We'll call it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do an MLB video in the morning. This NBA video, or this NFL, I should say, video is going to be uploaded later today. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, girls. Have a great night, everybody.